no restaurants, no cafes, no transport, and no shopping centers unless you're vaccinated.
Be advised, we got zips in the wire down here.
Roger, last Bravo 6. Can't run it any closer. We'll have to try and back and snake and nape, but we're bingo fuel.
For the record, it's my call. Dump everything you've got left on my pod. I say again, expend all remaining in my perimeter.
Coming to you from behind the lines in Washington State, local and national talk, news, and opinions. This is the Behind the Line podcast. So these are the new rules starting in France pretty much immediately. Revealed yesterday, France has moved to restrict restaurants, cafes, and shopping centers to those who have been vaccinated or have recently tested negative for COVID-19. This is a story by Euronews. It was part of a package of measures announced on Monday evening to fight a new wave of COVID infections in the country. President Emmanuel Macron said maximizing COVID vaccinations was key in preventing another lockdown further down the line. The country is facing a strong resumption of the epidemic touching all our territory, he said during a televised address against the backdrop of the Eiffel Tower. Warning of a new wave of potential hospitalizations in August, he said the equation is simple. The more we vaccinate, the less space we leave to this virus to circulate. Only 40% of the French population have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 so far, a number that lags behind some of France's nearest neighbors. The country has seen some vaccine hesitancy in recent weeks amid a feeling that the virus was perhaps no longer a threat, and with people putting off their jabs until after taking holiday. Macron announced he will extend France's health pass, which is given to those fully vaccinated against COVID-19, to restaurants, cafes, transport, and shopping centers. It will already be required at cultural venues hosting more than 50 people from later on this month. Among other measures, he also said all workers in healthcare facilities or nursing homes and all those that care for elderly or sick at home must get vaccinated. By September 15th, those that haven't done so could face potential sanctions or fines, the president said. He also announced booster jabs will be rolled out in September for those that were vaccinated earlier in 2021. The announcement comes as the World Health Organization slammed rich countries for their greed in focusing on booster shots for those already immunized rather than sharing extra vaccine doses with poor countries that have yet to really begin their vaccine campaigns in earnest. France's virus infections started rising again 2 weeks ago. The number of people in French hospitals and intensive care units has been declining for weeks, but doctors predict it too will rise when the increase in the Delta variant infections hits vulnerable populations as it has in Britain and Spain. So, I wonder how long before this comes to America. You can't do anything in public, basically, grocery stores, cafes, restaurants, without having the vaccination. Even if you take care of an elderly family member in your own home, you're going to be required to have the vaccination. I feel like this is going to spread to other European countries, and then this is something that the Biden administration would start pushing on Americans as well, requiring us to have this thing to go do anything. So right after Macron made this announcement, supposedly 1 million vaccination appointments were made by people in France to get the vaccine, so who knows if that's true. It's kind of sad to see everybody roll over like that and take it, but I guess that's where we're at as a society globally, not just in the U.S. Here's the thing about the vaccines. All the doctors are on the news now claiming that the only way to eradicate this virus is if everybody's vaccinated. The problem is, COVID has been around for a long time. It's a variation of the flu virus, and we all know that the flu virus changes every year, and they have to create a new flu shot every single year to combat the variated strain that comes out of that virus. This is going to be no different with COVID. The fact that there's variants is completely normal. It's going to continue happening, and this COVID shot is going to be something that ends up being required or something you have to get every year. This thing still has a death rate of less than 1%. Why are we doing this for something that has a death rate of less than 1%? Why are we being told that we have to take this shot that hasn't been fully tested, that has all these negative side effects, that supposedly only affect, a small number of people? It doesn't really matter. If you look into the research about how vaccines are created, in a normal test period of 10 years for a vaccine, the number of negative side effects to a million are down in the 10 to 20 range as far as acceptable standards go. And yet you've got hundreds of people having negative side effects to some of these vaccines, and they're saying that it's nothing. But in their own research, in their own normal research, this would be completely unacceptable. These numbers of negative side effects would make the vaccine completely unacceptable. I just don't know why they're pushing so hard. It doesn't make sense. All these giveaways, all the money they're trying to give to people that you could win if you get the shot, all the special events. The U.S. is talking about sending people door to door to talk to us about getting the vaccine. Have you ever seen anything pushed so hard on the American people for something that has such a low death rate, such a low mortality rate? Makes no sense. I'm afraid this thing is long from over, and we're going to see more restrictions coming to America soon. Biden's not getting what he wants. They've only got about a 48% nationwide vaccination rate, and I have a feeling that we're going to see some issues come up here in the fall, and if they don't get their way, then things are going to start getting a lot more squirrely for people that don't have the vaccine. Anyway, folks, that's the update for today. Hope you have a great day. Keep your head on a swivel. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Behind the Line podcast. I hope you will subscribe to the channel so you can get regular updates. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, I hope you will also like it, share it, and subscribe on YouTube as well. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Spreaker. We're on various other podcast platforms. And you can find me on LinkedIn under John Washington. Again, thank you for listening. We appreciate your support.